It's time to open up the box, and we are reacting to Bricky's every single Warhammer Space Marine Legion in a nutshell. Had to make sure I was saying everything right because I'm terrible at speaking. But anyways, of course, I'll get into some scriptures. It won't be preachy. It'll just be some interesting stuff if you're new to this. And all credit goes to Bricky. In this video, of course, I did nothing here, just sitting back, relaxing, and reacting. But anyways, of course, the original video will be in the description. Let's get into this.
To the people on the internet, the time has come. The reckoning begins. Your boy got himself a shaker cup. After many months of shilling gamer subs like mad, my favorite...
That'll probably never happen with me, but that's alright. Congratulations, Bricky.
Favorite thing to do, we have ourselves a goddamn shaker cup. It's here, the official Bricky waifu shaker cup. Do you see the gal on here? If it's not great at focusing, nice. I'm sure there'll be a thing in the background. Skater.
I'm sure everybody was focusing on those instead of Bricky.
Absolutely, a bit more toned. Abs,
or
obviously.
Maybe not.
Bikini, hit it. Legally distinct mark on the face. Of course, she wants you to do the diddle thing, maybe, but most likely to serve in a glorious army. Legally distinct,
in a consensual way.
So, the Bricky Shaker Cup is available now. And
oops, did not mean to do that.
While
sorry, guys.
It is hot. But if you're thinking, Bricky, what should I put in this? Well, how about my top 10 favorite gamer subs flavors from number 1 to number 10, all of them incredible but listed regardless, and an addendum for those that are caffeine
more
free.
Sugary
this
drugs.
Shaker cup is available now in the description of this video. You may use code Bricky as well at checkout to get a discount on your order. A massive amount of profit.
I do believe that this video is, I think, done like 5 months ago. I think so, somewhere around there. So I don't think it's up and running now, or it could be. I don't know, not sure about that.
It goes to yours truly, and a huge thank you to Gamer Subs for sponsoring and for getting me this beautiful cup. Go out there and get it. I'm gonna take one more sip for the camera, slow it down, throw some sexy music in there, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, you will. Nice. Gamer girl juice.
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently stuck in the walls of the most prodigious school in the Imperium by punishment for falling asleep during class. God bless the...
You know how bad that's gotta suck, man, to be in a school in the Imperium? You're like cattle? Gosh, that would suck.
Schola Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, we are here to dig a little deeper.
Thank you, subscribers, for that, by the way, for turning me on to this.
Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40K, they think Space Marines, but there are many types of Space Marines, formed from 20 separate legions. We are going...
Let's go, salamanders.
Going to rattle them off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A disclaimer, like in my Every Faction Explained video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamanders Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies, they aren't exactly doing that, mostly.
With flamers. They're petting them with flamers. I love flamers.
They care about
I don't know what this is about.
A bit kinder than the average Space Marine. A Space Marine being a genetically modified super soldier that's had 1 million new and terrifying organs shoved.
You have to love the red eyes though of the salamanders, man. For some reason, I think the red eyes are cool on characters, like in games and stuff like that. I always try to have the red eyes and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I like them. Plus, you know, the coal-like skin, I guess, is pretty cool too.
Into them, refrigerators strapped to their bodies,
and they don't think they're better. Well, kind of, sort of. They're the nicest of all the Space Marine legions, and the Lamenters. If you guys know of any books about the Lamenters, let me know. I haven't found any, so I don't think there is. But anyways.
And are so far above the average human that they are referred to as demigods instead. Each Space Marine has a father, unlike you, a Primarch, which is basically an even bigger Space Marine that was forged in a lab by the...
And actually, I didn't think it was going to bring this up, but cool. So I've been looking at these, and these guys, these are the 7 spirits, right, of God, or whatever. At least in my opinion. There's thousands of other opinions out there. So if you want to check those out, you can. But these would be like your Primarchs, right? And they're actually called Archons, which means commander or chief. But of course you got Uriel, Raphael, Ragiel, Michael. Now this one's interesting here, okay? Michael, and this is Enoch chapter 20. Sorry about that. And one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. I tell you what, you guys may think it's stupid, man, but Warhammer 40k has made me think or rethink a lot of things. Is this the outer darkness that he's holding off here? And gnashing of teeth? But anyways, you got Seraquil, Gabriel, and Ramiel. Now, the reason why I say they're the top dogs, now, on lists, they're usually at the bottom, which I don't know why, because it says right here, Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents. This is the seraphim, right? On this channel, I believe, or I should say I believe, not this channel, but that Satan is a seraphim, right? These guys, the serpents and the cherubim. The seraphim are the ones flying over God's throne, basically. So that's quite interesting. Okay, there we go. There's your Primarchs, I guess, per se.
God,
not
Emperor
actually,
of mankind,
of course, but
that gigantic golden dude you see everywhere, who is both the leader and now the martyr of humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of Space Marines, who are their sons. Not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated Primarch via a gene seed, a special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch and, their seed. So if Jagatai Khan of the White Scar...
That's just, I haven't really looked into that, and I probably should have. But, that's basically an organ, right, that has the seed within it, or something like that. Something to that extent. I should have looked that up, but anyways.
Has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast. Then his sons, the Space Marines, also want to go really, really fast. I should note that I am only referring to the legions this time around. If you're interested in sub-factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have
the chapters,
an excellent
right?
Black Templar video. I'd argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put it in the description.
I should probably shut my mouth about that, because I'm still a noob, guys, so you're not going to get, like, expert or information from me here, because I am a noob. I've only been in this for like 2 months now, so just letting you guys know.
Just look up Black Templar video in the description.
Take it with a grain of salt.
And now, with the easy explanation out of the way, let us begin with our first legion. Dark Angels. Allegiance? Loyal. Primarch Lion L. Johnston.
Now, of course, real quick, you have what are called, did I even bring those up? Let's see, Dominions. You have what are called the Watchers. And I just learned the other day, they're basically ones who, like, they were supposed to come down and teach mankind and all that. And of course, they coitused women. Those are bad ones. There's also good ones that are mentioned. Like in Daniel, one is mentioned, I do believe, and then a couple other a couple other books. So there's the Watchers. Oh, it might have been this one. Okay. But yeah, so I want to talk about these chapters and stuff like that because you have different things. So you have these Primarchs who are, or sorry, Archons who are over thousands of angels, right? Of that are below them. So they have their specific duties, but they're the top dogs, right? So you have one that is over Tartarus, which is the Abyss prison. It's a prison house. So just think of it like that. Raphael, one of the holy angels who's over the spirits of men. So he takes care of over the spirits of men. Rachiel, now this one's interesting. This one would be like your inquisitors, right? Your inquisitorial. The Inquisition. Ragiel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Did I might have, no, wrong one. Oh well. But it talks about how he's for justice and basically takes vengeance on those of, you can say, that'd be akin to the Horus Heresy back in when Satan fell and all that stuff, right? So, very interesting. Of course, there's more. I read the Michael, Sarah Quill, over the spirits who sin in the spirit. I have no idea what that is. Gabriel, who is over paradise, serpents, and the cherubim. Ramiel, the holy angels, who God set over those who rise. Anyways, let's get back into this. I went way too long than I wanted to.
Duelist, a knight, a real asshole, I'm not gonna lie. The single word descriptor, paranoid. The Dark Angels are our first legion, hailing from the death world known as Caliban. Their Primarch, Lion L. Johnson, is what happens when you try to make the side profile check.
Is that or the planet's actual name is Taliban? Not Taliban, but Talibam. Or was he making a joke on that for it blew up? Let me know in the comments.
Into a genuine character. He is a master tier duelist, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few fights he isn't ready to lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the Knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often done.
You gotta admit though, that's some of the coolest getup in the whole, at least in my opinion, of Warhammer 40k. I love that hooded style,
robes and hoods. Their names also follow this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on.
Kind of like your paladins, I guess.
The common thing associated with Dark Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are very heavily trying to expunge all knowledge of them from existence. Fallen? What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away and mind probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them even though they don't exist. They love their interrogations. They thrive in it. Lionel Johnson is a scorched earth policy sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on the homeworld, different Primarch, whose mom...
What powers their swords? Do you guys know? Do we have an idea of that? On what powers their swords is? What kind of battery, I guess, does he use? Let me know if
was there. He was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels are a special group where they formulate themselves into 3 different factions. The Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx. The Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers. And the Green Wing, which is your standard Marines. They are a jack of all trades, but not in the sense where they're good at everything, but rather...
Terminators, they're mostly used for the Deathwing, right? Because I know they're not as much available as the regular power armors, so I don't know.
They have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool, they instead have 20 people with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep knight type lore, run the Dark Angels.
The One Piece! Piece! The One Piece is real!
Our second
I was thinking about going with the Dark Angels, but I just like the Salamanders. I don't know. It turned me off when the Dark Angels are trying to eradicate. That's their whole purpose, really, is to eradicate that. They fell. Well, a lot of them fell in the Horse Heresy.
Legion is a special one.
Yikes.
If you can see,
Yeah.
the numbers all
Nightmares.
go to 11.
The Emperor's Children. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Fulgrim, a perfectionist, an artist, a sneaky snakey snake. And the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's Children are all about the pursuit of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in war, in artistry.
That color there is actually prominent in like a lot of occult circles, pagan circles, and a lot of like Catholic sects have that kind of same purple too. Quite kind of interesting.
And
It's a very, what I'm saying
every
is, it's a
other
very
aspect
prominent
of
color.
life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple,
Oops.
and gold. Their ships have spires
Yeah,
of gorgeous
just like that,
marble
actually.
and gold statues in their honor.
I'm saying
Fulgrim
bad,
is a
I'm
man
just
who
giving you
believes
guys
the pursuit
information.
of perfection is the goal of all things. And I mean, look at him. Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs go, he is the one you look at, and if 40K had a guy that would give you the best sex you've
It
ever
does have its own allure, that color on the armor with the gold, you know?
had and never call you back. This is the fucking guy, which is why this pursuit of decadence led them to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's Children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one devoted to, you guessed
That color doesn't really show up in the Bible too much. You'll see more of like blues and I guess you might, you know, I think it does show up in the Holy of Holies, like in the back where that veil is. I think that it does show up there, that color and stuff. So I guess it's more like a royal thing, I guess you could say. Anyways,
Slanesh, the Prince of Pleasure,
You know what?
God of unspeakable excess.
Yeah.
The Emperor's Children in their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slanesh's great will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack with sonic weaponry for perfection through sound. And they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle against Slanesh as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now. A demon
Yikes.
Primarch, corrupted and
Actually, you know what? Let's go here. Quite interesting. The Nagas are various ethnic groups. Where are they? No. Hold on. Where are they? Ah. But you guys probably know what I'm talking about. They're snake people. Ah, oh well. Might as well check out this one real quick. Might as well make sure I'm giving you the right information on that. The veils of every holy place was made of the same colors as the clothing of the high priest. Blue, purple, scarlet, but without the gold. Okay. Okay. There you go. I wanted to make sure I was right about that.
and
Yeah.
bringing his legion's will by himself. As far as Emperor's Children go, they are some bad people. They do horrible, horrible things to anyone and everything. In fact, they're such trolls
Yikes.
that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or maybe the music at a concert was too loud and you didn't bring any earplugs, or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it and you dial it and you twist it and the knob breaks. And that is the Emperor's Children.
God is dead. God
I should have known that purple thing, man. I feel like an idiot.
remains dead, and we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Perturabo, a warlord, a siege smith, and
I'm sure probably a lot of you guys probably think I'm an idiot, so I guess that helps your cause.
incel. Single word descriptor, siege. Continuing the trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo of Olympia. To understand the Iron
I'm the Juggernaut. I'm terrible at a
though,
British
one
voice,
must
man.
first
I'm not
understand
even gonna try.
Perturabo. A man so bitter, coffee beans run for light.
I'm sure
a man
that
who
joke's
hates
been
the
made.
world and everyone in it, who never got recognition for his deeds, who hates his brothers and hates their accomplishments even more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The Horus Heresy. We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy. Intermission. So Horus was the Emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the Emperor walked into his room. Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name a ton, and she loved me for it. I really think that I might get to meet her one day. And it kind of played out something like this.
Your feelings for her are not real. They are real to me!
And then it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall. So it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah.
I've been there,
So
done
Iron
that.
Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have
Oh,
gotten
boy.
shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism, where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally summon demons just to take them and trap them in machines and
You'll be seeing me like maybe trying to take a bath in that fire there. Cause screw that, man.
use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do. They summon demons to trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons, they are tanks, they are turrets, and they don't die. They hate Imperials, they hate Imperial fists.
Do you need a pacifier, Iron Baby? No, I don't.
They are bitter incarnate. Perturabo and the Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them
Excuse
because
me.
fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The White Stars. Allegiance, Loyalist.
Gotta give me a break here,
Jagatai
Bricky.
Khan, a speed
goodness.
demon, a plain strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor, speed. Hailing from
Alright, I better stop it now before I get in trouble here. You know, I like the White Scars too. I would say they're probably my second favorite because who doesn't like speed? You know? Plus, I like their colors. They got some cool colors.
Gorus. The White Scars are all about speed. They
Which
love
is white and
melee,
red.
but they love it even
Yeah, there
more
you go.
when they are doing it from a motorcycle or land speeder. Or honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly
Sometimes simple just looks good, you know?
forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition
Those are
or
Twitter
glory from
tears.
the combat they engage in. They
Tears.
engage in it
Did I
because
say
it is
that
their
right? I
duty
think I
and
said that
because
right.
they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Remove horses and replace them with motorcycles and land spears, and that's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan, and you consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The white scars are actually physical
True.
scars on their body, going back to their heritage on Chagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead, but a reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient. He is often underestimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the white scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be truly shown when the
I did want to show this, actually. This has nothing to do with the white scars or anything. Right here, we have, I guess you could say, what you could akin to a space marine. Of course, they're not space marines, right? And when I say that stuff, I'm just taking ideas from Warhammer and seeing if we can apply it to the Bible. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm not saying exactly that's what it is exactly. Okay, my goodness. Daniel 10:12-13. Then said unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, and thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia, now here's some chaos stuff going on right here, right? That's akin to it. Withstood me 1 days. Sorry, 21 days is what that means. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, right, the chief, the Archon, came to help me. So he needed help with this prince of Persia. So it's quite interesting here. Daniel 10:20-21. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now I will return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. So there's territories, right? With these different chaos primarchs and stuff, right? But I will show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things, but Michael your prince. Basically saying, you know, passing it off to him, right? He's the reinforcements. So quite interesting. Yeah, I forgot to turn off Steam. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Let's get to the video.
time is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but that doesn't diminish their accomplishments. All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on, and if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for you. Shameless thirst break.
Nothing wrong with that. Sell your stuff, bro.
The Space Wolves. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Lehman Russ. A Viking,
Gotta love it, man.
Savage, The Undertaker. Single word descriptor, wolf, 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 wolf.
You can have a bad day, man. Bricky's there for you to laugh your butt off.
Wolf, wolf, wolf. There's so many goddamn wolf units. Skater, how many units in the Space Wolves Codex have the word wolf in their name?
13, dang.
The Space Wolves
Nice.
are the 6th Legion and
Makes
hail
sense.
from Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a world with their Primarch, Lehman Russ. I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Space Wolves because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most obvious what their shtick is legion in the 20 legions besides the World Eaters.
For sure.
When you look at the Space Wolves behind, what do you see? Do you
I
see
can't
Vikings in
tell.
space? You've done it. Congratulations, you have found Vikings in space. But they have as much in common with a regular Marine as an old-day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk.
That is cool how they did that. I don't have to say. Distinguishing them like the Ultramarines as the Roman type thing, you know. Anyways.
Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human so they could get drunk. They have fangs in their mouths. They
I guess would be the whole of the Space Marines and the Imperium.
sometimes cannibalize their enemies. Sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're raiders. They're Vikings. But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Leman Russ is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments everywhere they can. But at the same time, he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion, his devotion to wrestling. If you want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
We're gonna build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn. A builder, a phalanx, and
he got
needs
burned.
a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogel Dorn on their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship called the Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of duty. They love to serve. The love to serve and the inability to be moved. Rogel Dorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie shows that he is as blunt as the weapons of war he creates. Not the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The Fists are the same.
I still want to know what's powering their weapons. Is it the psychic ability, or is it part of just the battery? I don't know. I want to know.
Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you have the Imperial Fists. They are immovable.
I was considering
find a spot,
them.
they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is paramount. Without them, the Horus Heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperium lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry. Want to know
the best offense is the best defense, or is a good defense? Sorry, I think I said that wrong.
why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Hey, guys, bring the thing.
At least in the playoffs.
Where is he going? Hey, that could have killed me. Hey, guys, we missed. Get another!
Dorn and Perturabo are basically two sides of the same coin. One is a bit more level-headed.
Is that like a web cartoon thing, man? I need to know what that is from. My goodness, if I could speak
and got
today.
better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space Marines are good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start fisting.
I am having a very bad day.
That's what she said.
Today is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. The Night Lords. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Conrad Kurz. A sadist, a vigilante, depresso espresso. Single word, fear.
I'm just gonna say this. If your girlfriend says that, you should probably run. Just saying. No offense to you ladies. Just saying.
Night Lords are
and
my
if a guy wants that, you should probably run too.
favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo and their Primarch, Conrad Kurz. They are a traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the World of Endless Night. Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide rate. The Night Lords followed in the footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of justice and that the only way to make humans compliant is through fear. The Legion's lesson has been lost on them, as their ranks were repopulated by gang members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube, as young as 12 years old. Murderers before they were even teenagers, raised to become demigods.
Is that like a Necromunda or something like that? I just got done playing that game, Necromunda, so I guess would that be like a place they would recruit from or something? I don't know.
Now, fear is what
I do believe it is fairly new in the lore, so
they sow,
probably not.
and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay because...
Doesn't that look like the guy from Death Stranding? The villain guy there? That looks like a lot like him, doesn't it? Unless I'm going crazy. I don't think I'm going crazy just yet, anyways.
They think it's fun. They run away often so they can come back and kill you with more
I guess
numbers.
you guys probably
They
think
prey
I'm
on the
really there, but
innocent
that's
and
alright.
the weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy and flee any battle where they don't possess overwhelming odds. They are the antithesis of normal space marines. They are scum. One time, a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and
Kill the
clapped as it
heretics.
appears
Purge
that they
the
had won
Xenos.
the battle, and the airlocks
You know what
opened,
I'm
and
saying?
the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the populace. In other words,
In Warhammer sense.
a legion of gangers and criminals. Add together a heavy Slavic influence to them, and you've got my favorite faction.
You have not done the dishes for 5 years. So embarrassed when people come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do dishes.
The Blood Angels. Allegiance, loyal. Primarch, sanguineous. An angel, a vampire, a dead-ass motherfucker. Single word descriptor, blood. The Blood Angels are 9th Legion, hailing from the homeworld of Baal.
I already brought something up with that. You can check the... What was it? I think it was the first React video I did on that. So you can check that out.
With their Primarch, Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic
Shameless
tale
plug.
with one of the best Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed by the
They actually had
hands
wings,
of
too.
the traitor Horus before the Emperor's eyes. The death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage. The Blood Angels degrade over time, experiencing something called...
So, I do need to correct myself. They weren't addicted to blood. They had a thirst for it. So, sorry about that.
called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst for blood. As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to tear everything in sight apart. But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time
So,
for
anyone and
vengeance.
anything goes,
That Space Marine over there,
basically.
that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him.
Yep.
That Orc War Boss over there, Horus. Kill him.
Later.
That Tyranid Swarm, 1,000 Horuses. Horai. Kill them all. Did your toast come out a little bit burnt? Horus sabotaged your toaster. Destroy the toaster. Destroy it. Do it. Do it. Kill your toaster. Do it. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the Blood Angels, and it gives them this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery. They have chalices of blood. They rest in coffins and can even use psychic
Dang.
powers to sprout angel wings from their bodies. They are a tragedy through and through, and the only thing that will look more...
I need to finish Dante. I only got started with it, but I do need to finish it. I've been listening to the Aborted Prince with his Survivor one about Commissar Yarick. So, which I'm almost done. It's a short one.
More tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact with.
I got a diesel engine, and honey, we forgot
But I had quit Dante to get into the salamanders. I read Lord of Drakes. I'm on Deathfire right now.
to mention
With those.
we're gonna take your job away.
The Iron Hands. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Ferrus Manus, a machinist, an inventor, and not a great head on his shoulders. Single word, bionics.
Bionic! Oh!
That game
The
sucked.
Iron Hands are from the home planet of Medusa and their Primarch
that
Ferrus
game.
Manus. Does Ferrus Manus have an iron hand? You fucking know he's got an iron hand. The Iron Hands believe that the flesh is weakness. But despite all of their enhancements, despite all the things that made them demigods, replacing some of the flesh with bionics will allow them to serve the Emperor more. They go hard into vehicles and dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts being giant walking sarcophagi that have wounded space marines piloting them from the inside. Vehicles, metal, upgrade.
Do they ever come out of that? I'm guessing not, because you're not supposed to come out of a sarcophagi. So, that I just answered my own question there, probably.
These are the things that make up this legion. Their tech marines have servo arms sticking out from all directions. They have a wide array of mechanics and extremely often replace limbs with metal ones, serving all kinds of different functions to deal with their enemies. The Iron Hands are also not particularly nice. They're kind of assholes. I mean, Marines are already normally pretty big assholes, but they're a little bit up there because of their flesh, civilians made of flesh,
I can see that.
Because you see, the flesh is weak. Flesh is corruptible.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? My goodness.
Bionics, the strength of the machine is pure and cannot so easily be corrupted. So if you want people...
I beg to differ. Let's get a hacker on that real quick. It'd be corrupted.
Who have this little techno-fetishistic vibe to them, that love their vehicles and their walking coffins, hit up the Iron Hands.
Understand, Commander? I was never here.
Legion 11.
Itching all over the place, man. My goodness. Standing.
There. I have returned from
Whoa.
touching grass. I know. I'm pretty cool with the grass touching him.
I can't wait till we start smelling the fresh cut grass again.
Now let's continue our Warhammer lecture.
This was my jammies. Okay, so what's going on here?
Way to roast.
The World Eaters. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Angron. A butcher, a slaughterer.
Like extremely.
Completely angry.
Unreasonably fuck-ass mad.
Like all the time.
100%. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you mad? Do you just fucking hate everything? Do you want to murder everything in sight?
Yonder is a military.
So? Then you should join the World Eaters. Home planet of Nuceria and Primarch
That
Angron,
game was something.
who, if the name didn't suggest, is real fucking...
The heck? Oh, I'm getting... Are those... Damn. Okay, never mind. That's...
Angry. Angron was raised a slave, forced to fight in gladiator pits. When he refused, they shoved old world tech into his brain, so that if he ever felt any emotion other than anger, it caused him extreme pain. All his sons wanting to be...
You know, why would you ever want to come out of that armor, you know? That's probably... do Space Marines ever come out of their armor? I'm sure they do, right? I mean, of course, they would probably still have that skin on or whatever, the exosuit, but I don't know.
Like their dad, also put a version of these nails in their brain. So now you have an entire legion who literally feel unimaginable pain if they are feeling any emotion other than anger. Slap them with a freight train of armor, 2 goddamn chainsaw axes, and you can see what's gonna happen. It's no wonder they're corrupted by corn. They're honestly a surprisingly sad legion that I actually screwed up in assuming that they were all just angry murderers. I mean, they are. But they didn't start out that way. Their corn corruption degraded their intelligence, their free will, and made powerful warriors into arguably even more powerful warriors, but blunt, like frothing at the mouth psycho warriors. The World Eaters, like I mentioned, the Space Wolves, they wear their concept on their sleeve. They are angry, they want to kill things, they want to kill you, and maybe some of their friends, and that's the faction. They're red, they're mad, they're gonna run at you and cause death. If you like that, you play the World Eaters. Or you like it because they were, you know, at one point a lot better than that. Most of Warhammer was a lot better than that. I was once a lot better than that. That was when I was in college.
I feel that, man. I definitely, well, maybe not me so much. I take that back. I was terrible. Very terrible.
I didn't finish college, and neither did Angron.
Yeah, me either.
It is. Hail, Caesar. It's not done by sunrise. I'll cut your balls off.
The Ultramarines. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. That's how it's said. An
He alive
analyst,
now.
A diplomat, a blueberry Boy Scout. Single word descriptor, duty. When you see Space Marines on a box or just Space Marines in promotional material, notice how they are always colored blue. These are the
Funny thing is we used to sell blueberry muffins as Boy Scouts and cookies and stuff like that.
blue Space Marines. These ones here, the Ultramarines, who hail from the world of Macrog with their Primarch, Rabute Gorilla Man. Ultramarines are the white bread of Space Marines. The grilled chicken with salt and pepper. This is by no means an insult.
That looks
they
good.
are plain Jane, but that's also because they are so goddamn good at their job. Their skill for warfare is paramount, but so is their ability for leadership. Gilliman for a while was a damn boring Primarch for all the reasons he was great, because no matter how hard you try, you don't win a war without logistics, without supply lines, without trade routes, without infrastructure and economy. You don't win anything without all that stuff, and Gilliman knows it, which is why...
And imagination. I'm sorry.
He has one of the largest standing empires in the Imperium, named Ultramar, which is why his sons are the most recognizable of all the Space Marines, which is why the only thing that rivals the weight of their victories is the weight of their egos. They are good at everything and bad at nothing. They are great at everything. Other legions can do other things better than them, but they are good at everything. The most interesting thing about the Ultramarines is their characters, as they are all now inflicted with various amounts of ultra depression for many reasons. Gilliman is, at the time of recording, the only playable Primarch currently on the tabletop, and the only one that has returned to the 41st millennium for the Loyalist side. He took one look at what his empires become and immediately wanted to fucking die. Being forced to lead everything he once hated.
Screw this. I'm done.
To its core with his sole responsibility to save it is kind of what makes him interesting. They are a perfectly standard legion with perfectly standard ideals, and great if you want a simple, clean slate.
Uh-oh, stinky, funny poop.
I'm sorry. Okay. So, we're going to get into Job 26:5 here. Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Now what this is talking about are the Rephaim. Okay. An ancient people of Palestine, a great stature. Very interesting. In the 14th year of Shadowlomer, where Haman smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth. Now, King Og of Bashan. I gave him half tribe Manasseh. For Og of Bashan remained of the remnant of the giants. So, he was a Rephaim. So there you go. That's where it's in the Bible. Now, Rapha means to heal. This is what it can mean here. The prime root, or to heal. Sorry. Okay. Become fresh. Completely healed. Heal. Healed. Healer. Healing. Heals. Physician. Physicians. Purified. Reappeared. That's interesting. Repaired. That's interesting as well. And take care. So what this means, Raphaim means the reanimated ones, or the undead. So, very interesting.
Poop funny. Woo!
The Death Guard. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Mortarian. A reaper, a poison, an ungodly stench. Single word descriptor, rot. The Death Guard hail from Barbaros with the Primarch Mortarium. The 14th Legion were known for their incredible resilience to damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where the Imperial Fists were defensive thanks to tactics and posturing, the Death Guard were resilient because they could take a punch or a gut shot or a cannon to the chest and just keep on moving. They are slow, yet they are resistant, which was only confounded as a Death Guard captain. Typhus, codename Dickhead, sold them out to Nurgle, god of rot and decay. Now, the Death Guard are a Nurgle-worshipping infected legion whose ability to feel pain and take damage has all but just gone away. They wade through gunfire, able to kill normal Marines 10 times over and continue unharmed, all while spreading rot and disease in the name of their dark, very stinky master. Where the Death Guard enter, plague spreads.
That's me.
People get sick and they die. They spread debilitating
I can definitely
disease
stink
to all
sometimes,
around
man.
them.
Let me
Why
tell
would a
you.
legion need to be anything more than very tanky when their enemies are falling over, puking, firing out of both ends, and having their skin peel off just by their presence? Entire
Yikes,
worlds
man, that'd be
infested with
terrible.
zombie rot, swarms of insects that eat flesh and metal alike, all while the legion advances slowly.
You have to find some like super suit, man, to protect you.
Painfully, allowing the disease they spread to take its toll before they reap the lives they believe belong to them. And look at Mortarian's model, dude. The man is baller as fuck. A gigantic moth with a gigantic scythe. Come on now. The Death Guard.
For my next
Yeah, you gotta give it to him.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
The Thousand Sons. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Magnus the Red. A scholar, a sorcerer, a fucking nerd. Single word descriptor, magic. The Thousand Sons hail from their homeworld of Prospero, with their Primarch Magnus the Red. The final of our 4 major Chaos God factions, the Thousand Sons are disciples of Tzeentch, the Changer
disco
of
lightsaber.
Ways. Heavily inspired by their Egyptian theming, the Legion themselves are slaves to the god of trickery and change. Most of them no longer even having a physical form, reduced to just dust, piloting suits of armor at the whim of a sorcerer.
Reminds me of that Drug and Lucy. I don't know if you guys remember that. It turned into like a bunch of
The
blue
Thousand
stuff
Sons
going
do not
into her
deserve
body.
their
or
fate.
whatever.
There's a common joke that Magnus did nothing wrong. This is untrue. He has done much wrong. However, he is very sympathetic.
Good to
mainly
know,
because
good
the
to know.
Space Wolves and Leman Russ sought to end their rivalry through the annihilation of their legion, escaping only through the assistance of the Changer of Ways, and forever changed because of it. Meanwhile, magic is their main tool. Take some Lovecraftian style abilities, the eyes everywhere, and potent spells to be cast at their foes.
There is, of course, a one of those thrones is intertwined with these entities called Ophanum, which they have eyes. They're the wheels and the orbs, right? Basically. And Ezekiel describes them as the color beryl, which beryl has red, yellow, all, you know, a few different colors to it. So quite interesting there.
Where these are bolts of psychic lightning.
And I'll just say interesting that they're called orbs and stuff like that.
Reversing time itself, opening up portals to unreality, or changing the very fabric of the universe. The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds, and they are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who, like Mortarian, looks fucking baller, the Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole! There's no way. You're a fucking cheater. You're such a sore loser. You're a cheater. My dad works at Nintendo!
Oh,
The
good.
Sons of Horus, or the Luna Wolves, or the Black Legion. Allegiance,
man.
Heretic. Primarch, Horus, a warlord.
I used to
a
know
treasured
somebody
friend,
just
or
like
the
that.
traitor himself. Single word descriptor, assault. The Sons of Horus are the formal name of Horus's legion, hailing from the world of Chthonium. The Sons of Horus themselves were assault troops. The strength of their attack was some of the most powerful in the legions. While the White Scars may favor speed for their strikes, the Sons of Horus were known for their overall offensive power. It was even said that if the Sons of Horus met the Imperial Fists, they would be at a stalemate for eternity. However, the Sons of Horus are
I
no
can see
longer
that.
because, well,
Later.
they are now instead the Black Legion, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, who claims to succeed where his father failed. The Black Legion are still an offensive and assault-based force, but they act much like the Ultramarines, but for chaos. Your standard black and brass Space Marine who are known for recruiting in all different kinds of avenues. Anyone can become a member of the Black Legion. Anyone can swear allegiance to the War Master. You gain favored by not just one, but all 4 gods equally. Their famous line, "Let the galaxy burn," is the best way to describe them. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. So long as the Imperium dies, the Black Legion has done its job. They are a legion formed from
I mean not to be friends with them.
With a clear goal in mind, as the Dark Gods are calling, and the Black Legion are sure to answer.
Hello. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
No.
It wasn't fucking optional!
The word bearers. Allegiance?
Yeah. If any Christians doing that, yeah, my blessing going door to door. They don't need to be doing that. That's just stupid. You don't need to be going into somebody's residence, alright? If they want to hear it, they'll come to you. Simple as that, right? That's what I would be doing, you know? Like, get out, you know? But anyways.
Heretic. Primarch Lorgar Aurelian, a preacher, a fanatic, a choir boy.
All that is just advertising. That's all it is. Come to our church, right? It won't be to someone else's church. Go to any church. They want you to go to their church.
Single word descriptor? Zeal. If the Black Legion answer the call of the Dark Gods, what if instead you decide to call the gods first? Well, then the word bearers are for you. The 17th Legion led by Primarch Lorgar on the planet of Colchis.
Yikes. Imagine eyes being on your shoulder blades.
God, they found that despite his divinity, he was not worthy of worship. Because, you know,
that would be kind of cool, but that would be weird.
He raised their equivalent of Jerusalem to the ground for daring to worship him.
I'm guessing that the eyes, they're probably not real, so.
Like, could you imagine if God actually showed up and was just like, Jerusalem is stupid, it just destroyed the whole thing? Like, what would that do to your head? But there are gods that want worship and will reward those who do. The word bearers are chaos worshippers to a T. All chaos gods. They specialize in demonic rituals, the summoning of demons. And
so that's 2 that had kind of the favor of all the gods then, right? That's what it sounded like.
And the mutual possession of their own troops. They welcome demons to their bodies to fight as one. They exalt the dark gods themselves for aid, and guess what? They answer. In the world of 40K, Satan doesn't just call you.
Oh no, there is probably a difference there, I'm guessing, right?
Back. He hops in his GT Mustang and he crashes on your couch. In the world of 40K, your rituals will end with genuine results. The word bearers know this. They know through sacrifices, through devotion, through dark baptism, the gods will answer and they will be rewarded. So they use it. They bring forth demons. They bring forth possession.
Hey, if it's working.
They bring forth the power
if
of
it ain't broken,
Neverborn,
don't
the
fix it,
damned,
right?
and those that hide in the dark
goodness.
to bear against the Imperium. Lorgar sits there, smiling, as the truth he always knew, the existence of
I like
gods
his eyes,
and the
man.
importance
I like
of
the
faith
glowy
is a
effect in
reality.
eyes.
And it is a tool he is using to rend the galaxy.
Dear Sir Stroke Madam, fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Help me!
The Salamanders. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Vulcan. A Forge Master. A Behemoth. A very huggy boy.
I know people didn't like Lord of Drakes, but I loved it. I don't care. And that commander, oh my goodness, I forgot his freaking name. I don't want to look it up. Anyways, he wanted his troops to be thinking beings. You know? I thought that was cool. But who knows what I haven't really read what they're like now. Like I said, I just started Deathfire. I don't even know. I think that's still during the heresy. I'll have to make sure. Anyways.
Single word descriptor: fire. The salamanders hail from Nocturne, a volcanic planet home to their Primarch Vulcan. They are
That's what the Lord of
largest
Drakes
the
was
Space
about.
Marines, not due to numbers, but rather size. Vulcan, he is an enormous slab of beef, by far the largest of all the Primarchs. However, don't let his size fool you, as he is also the kindest. Salamanders have the juxtaposition of looking frightening, being larger than
You know what, real quick, I want to give you guys correct information on that. I think I'm saying that wrong here. Place on. Okay, in the Taurus division, legionaries face annihilation. They take less desperate stand on monstrous orcavation. Okay, yeah, it does take place on Nocturne, but that's where Vulcan is, and then he comes. I believe he makes some more Space Marines and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Legionnaires face annihilation. They take the last desperate stand against the monstrous invasion. Where is it? Okay, Taurus division. We'll just sit. I get. Legionnaires. I thought it was started with an A. Okay. Anyways, sorry guys.
Other Marines, while also boasting an ashy, like coal color skin
Means
and
I need to pay attention more.
red eyes, while simultaneously carrying around all manner of flame weaponry. So your average civilian might be spooked, but in reality, they are by far the kindest of all the legions to those civilians. Vulcan believes that to safeguard the Imperium is to, at the end of the day, safeguard its people. So unlike other legions who put their lives far and above the average human, the Salamanders spend significantly more time trying to save them, often taking numerous losses by doing so. They are very independent as well. They're forgers and blacksmiths, maintaining their own weapons and crafting.
Just to let you guys know, I'm terrible with names. You'll see on this channel. I'm very terrible with names.
They also have the very rare privilege of being able to see their families even after becoming a Space Marine. They care, which is the funny part.
That's cool.
Because the 7.5-foot tall
I didn't know
giant
that.
with flaming red eyes who just reduced a traitor to bubbling metal says, "You have nothing to fear, young citizen. Take my hand." If you enjoy fire, melting things, and being the nicer of the Marines, Salamanders are for you.
Right here. Now we get to the Edge Lords. Is what I call them.
Don't work if you yell it out loud.
The Raven Guard. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Corvus,
Or
Corax,
emos,
a
or
Raven, a
screamos,
shadow,
or whatever
an
you want to call them.
industrial dance DJ. Single word descriptor?
Industrial
Stealthy.
dance
The Raven
DJ.
Guard are the final Loyalist Legion at 19 and hail from the
Do the
planet
old dance?
Deliverance with Primarch, Corvus, Corax.
I'm
It
sorry
hasn't
if I'm
been made
butchering
clear enough
that
already,
for
the
you
Raven
who
Guard are
listen to
stealth specialists
Industrial.
and proficient in all manners of assassination. Despite this,
No
their
offense.
signature winged jump pack and double lightning claw look is, well, not very stealthy. They are named after, of course, the Raven and embody the entire concept of it as a herald of death. They are stealthy, patient hunters that have no problem with waiting and waiting and waiting until the moment to strike is at hand. It's not easy being a stealth faction when your stealth involves people in 1 ton of power armor, but they find a way. That more
That
than
would be
anything, it
rough.
should not be used to show how ridiculous 40K is, even though it is, but rather to show how good the Raven Guard are at their jobs. It's not about them sneaking around you without being seen, but it's also about them having lied in wait for so long that it wasn't until they were in striking distance that you even realized they had been there. And also, if you want, edgelord Marines with a long black haircut, pale skin, ravens everywhere, if you want to field assassins and snipers abound, then the Raven Guard are for you.
It could be in this very room. It could
Alpha
be you.
Legion.
It could be me. It could even.
Are they traitors or are they not traitors?
It was obvious.
That is the question.
Legion. Allegiance, heretic.
Oh, wait, what? Hold up. 1, 2, 3. Huh. I'm guessing that's the Hydra.
Primarch, Alfarius, and Omegon.
Which would be pretty much a Leviathan that's in the Bible.
Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th Legion, the Alpha Legion, led by Alfarius and Omegon, the only Legion to have two Primarchs who were split as twins. The Alpha Legion are heretical, we think, and specialize in
That's interesting. Hillel ben Shahar, Lucifer, not Satan, by the way. Shahar, his dad, was a twin. Dusk and Dawn. Shahar stands for the god of dawn. His brother was the god of dusk. So, quite interesting.
destabilization.
Of course, it's not talking about this. I'm not trying to make a correlation there. I'm just saying that's interesting.
Of society and armies. Their entire shtick is the Hydra, because when you cut off one head, two more take its place. All of the Alpha Legion look exactly like their Primarch. Olive skin, shaved head. All claim to be Alpha.
Gotta make sure I reiterate that, because I know there's new people coming in and stuff like that, so that way they understand where I'm coming from.
Alfarius. All are liars. They make the largest use of sleeper cells and
one of these days I'll get good at looking at the dang camera.
cultists in the Chaos Space Marine factions, because it's
Still new to
extremely
this,
easy
so
to take over a planet when you
Poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses.
Where the Raven Guard use stealth and
spongy.
sabotage to eliminate their enemies, the Alpha Legion prefer to weaken them over time with sleeper agents, impersonations, basically anything you can imagine from a hardcore spy movie or Cold War level espionage. Being Alfarius is not only an honor, being Alfarius is a requirement. There's a story of someone chasing down an Alpha Legion agent for years upon years.
Who's that red guy? Are they all red or is that just blood, I guess? I'm guessing that's probably blood. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And when they finally catch up with them and they see that the agent is wearing the same face as their pursuer, because this was the plan all along, to kill him and take his spot. We're talking facial reconstruction surgery, we're talking hacking, we're talking political assassination and impersonation, everything. They are Space Marines in name only, because being a strong stoic warrior is not what the Alpha Legion is interested in. In fact, the Alpha Legion is interested in you not even knowing that the Alpha Legion is a thing. I am Alfarius. You are Alfarius. We are all Alfarius in his Lord's glorious army. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a little something. I hope if you were on the fence about what
you guys
Space
did too.
Marines you wanted to field, you would now have a better idea of what you want to play. Buy my gamer sub shaker.
I want you guys to ask this question. Why don't we hear that in the churches? Right? It's a good question to ask. I never heard it in there.
It's on sale. It's on pre-order. It's ready to go. Just get it. Just get it.
I'm not talking about the Warhammer stuff. I'm talking about the Bible stuff.
Use code Bricky. It's in the description. Just get it. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/Bricky.
Thank you for keeping them afloat, guys.
On the YouTube channel, your names are here. I thank you a ton. You are all very generous. And I need to answer a question. Have you ever attempted to touch grass but end up touching the Destiny 2 loading screen? Oh, damn it, I just... Yeah? So?
Come on. Obviously, you're a skater.
Nice. Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching.